Hey guys, welcome back to another video on my channel. Today we are going to be covering another tutorial in UEFN. This one is going to be mainly focusing on certain things you should know about landscaping. So obviously if you create a new world or a new project, you can click island templates, which some of them have terrain already built as you can see, or you have blank ones, and as you can see the extra large grid is what we're going to go for today, because that is I think one of the biggest islands you can get. So let's quickly just create this. So now you've loaded it into your project. As you can see, if you picked a island that just has these squares, this is all you'll see. And how you create a landscape is you go up here, click landscape, and as you can see, we have now obviously got our material. You can change this material if you do want to. For now, we're just going to leave it as the default. The next thing you're going to want to do is, as you can see, this is our actual layer right here. So you want to position this where you want it, whether you want it low down, high up. We're just going to position it above the actual blocks right there. So about there should be fine. And now you obviously want to make it how big you want. So let's quickly just up it to the actual size. As you can see, we now have it at a certain size, and you can also obviously change this so it's got more quadrants. There is one cap to it though, and as you can see, this is the limit. The resolution of all landscape actors cannot go past 2048. So that is the only cap to the size of the landscaping currently. So as you can see, we're going to set the scale to 200. And also make sure this is at the max it can be. So it's at 2041 instead of 2048. That's because that is what 8 is right there. You can also choose how many sections you want, so either 1 or 2. Picking 2, as you can see, has made that go a little bit too high, so you either need to lower that or change it back to 1. And you then obviously need to click create. You can also click filter world, so if you actually want the landscaping just to fill the island, you can then click that. So now we've done all our settings, we are going to click create, and as you can see, that will now load the landscape you've just created. The actual time that it takes to create is dependent on your PC or whatever you're actually using. So if you have a slow PC, it could take a lot longer to actually make the landscape. Now to actually select the landscape, so say if you've positioned it wrong, you either want to click on it, which you can do just by finding it and clicking, or you can go up here and basically just search in whatever you named your landscape. If you didn't name it anything, it will just be called landscape by default. As you can see, I've now clicked on it, and at the corner here, it's come up with something so I can move it up and down. And it doesn't move, it moves, as you can see, every time you stop moving it because it's so big. But there we go, let's have it around about there. Let's quickly just change our camera speed up so we can move a bit quicker. How high is this above the actual boxes? That's fine, so we can have enough room for caves and stuff like that if we do want to add them. Now, if you want to add custom caves, I have uploaded a video on that, so go check that out to understand how to do that. What we are going to do now is add some mountains. So let's quickly just do that. Obviously, you've got your sculpting tool, which just by clicking on it does actually move the terrain up. By holding shift and control, that moves the terrain down. Let's quickly just make this bigger so we can actually see what we're doing. So as you can see, just by clicking, it moves the terrain up. If I control and shift, as you can see, it moves the terrain down. Now say you have made yourself a little mountain right here, and you want to smooth it out so it makes it easier for people to walk on. You just want to go to the smooth tool, and as you can see, you can then just obviously smooth it. Now, obviously, there's something right here. The strength is something that matters, so if it's too strong, you can always lower that. Also, the brush fall off and the size of the brush matters. So if we now turn the brush fall off, it's making it more smoother, but in a smaller area, so you can get it exact. You can also make the brush size lower if you want to do an exact location like down here. Basically what flatten does is if you have a certain height, you want your terrain. So let's just quickly make this higher again, setting that back to 0 because we want it just to be flat. If you want the terrain to all be on this level, you just click. And as you can see, it's now made a flat terrain on this level. And as you can see, by going around, it's now always pushing the terrain up to this one level. As you can see, if the actual tool strength is low, as you can see, it slowly brings the terrain up. If you have the tool strength up to 1, as you can see, it instantly just creates the terrain around it. Now, obviously, say this is too high. You don't want it to be this height. All you really need to do is just click at any point on the terrain, and as you can see, it creates a new layer, and then you can once again flatten it around that layer. So let's now say you have islands like this. Obviously you'd make them look smoother and stuff like that. I'm just doing this for an example. We're now going to talk about the ramp tool. Basically what that does is it creates a point from two islands. So you can have it going like vertically. So for example, if I just click there, that creates a ramp point right there. If you then control and click somewhere else, it creates a second one. Now as you can see right here, it's created like a white hollow box that you can see. You can adjust that with the width, that'll make the actual ramp thicker. And you can also adjust the fall off, so how actual thick you want the main point that players can actually walk on to be. So let's make the main point about that. There we go, that seems about right. And now all we need to do is click add ramp. And as you can see, it's added a just basically block of terrain that you can walk up. Now obviously you would want to make this look better, so you'd want to just get some terrain around it, and obviously not like that. But you'd want to add terrain around it so it don't look like a flat wall. Or you might, that might be something you want. But the other good thing this tool can be used for is creating points from two positions. So as you can see, I can click right here, and then I can control and click there. And as you can see, it now creates 2 points across like so. So now if I was to add the ramp, as you can see, it adds 2 points going from this actual mountain or pillar to this pillar. Now when you actually do this ramp, it does always add parts going from the top to the bottom of the terrain. So that can't be helped. You can also once again add visibility or remove visibility from it. So for example, I can just rub that away and have this so you can actually go under it. You probably wouldn't want it to be that big, but you can do something like that and then create like a custom archway or something. Then let's quickly just cover the erosion tool. That basically just makes the land move inwards. As you can see, it simulates erosion caused by movement of soil from higher to lower areas. This can also be adjusted with a load of different settings on here. You can actually read what they do before you actually do them. But one thing is you can actually do it so it rises. So as you can see, it's now rising the terrain up. And that is done by noise mode. You can do both lower or rise. Then that's the same with the hydro. This just does it from rainfall. So as you can see by clicking, it basically just carves the land in where rain would have fell. So if you have a map like a forest where it would rain a lot, you can then have little parts where maybe it looks like the rain has affected the landscape over time. Once again, you can adjust a load of settings like the rainfall amount and also the size and all stuff like that down here. Then you have noise, which is a tool where it will add noise to the height map layer or blend layer. Once again, you can do add, which adds to it. You can do sub, which removes from it. You have visibility, which I'm not going to cover that because I covered that in my caves video, so you can check that out if you want to know what visibility does. You then have mirror, which creates a line, as you can see right there. And now if we quickly just click down this arrow, you can see X and Y. And you can also do the operation so it mirrors -X to +X, or you can do so it mirrors +X to -Y, which let's do that actually. So as you can see, that's where the line is. Let's apply. As you can see, it's now basically copied what was on this side to this side, so it's complete mirrored. This is good for like team deathmatch game modes where you can build one side of the actual island and then mirror it so it's exactly the same on the other side, so it's fair and stuff like that. And that's it for this tutorial. If this helped, then leave a like and subscribe, and I guess I'll see you guys in another tutorial very soon. Hopefully it should be quicker than the last one. So this one, I basically just covered landscaping, how to make bigger landscapes because I had a few people ask for it. I hopefully want to upload a video soon where I can add custom landscape materials and also maybe add a custom chapter 4 terrain type without actually having any of the errors like disallowed objects. But I need a bit more time to work on that to make sure it's polished. So if you want to see that, then leave a like, and I guess I'll see you guys in another video very soon.